Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel.
Your exit's clear.
Running
Don't cross the white line.
a SK
Okay,
Modified
Jake. We've
Open
got 2 laps
Series
to set a
race.
decent
We are
time.
here at Oxford Plains for week 7, going out for qualifying. It's been a little while since I've run one of these. Decided to build a setup, try it out, get back into it. Actually tried to run one before and unfortunately got taken out on lap 2. Tried to get a faster pair, grind it out for you guys, get back out there, and then suffered some more bad luck a few laps later, so it was not even worth showing you guys at all. So certainly going to put up my best effort here in qualifying. Typically lap 1 is faster for me. You can see 3rd right now, but likely going to get bumped to 4th, I would guess, if the one car is not qualified yet. Lap 2, I made a mistake through turn 1, 2, hitting the curb, so quite a bit slower. Hopefully the one has qualified and I can stay in 3rd. Would like to start on the inside rather than the outside. That'll make it much tougher. So he hasn't qualified yet, so I easily will get bumped back to 4th if he decides to put a time in. Otherwise, he's going to have to watch out for him coming from the back. Based on qualifying times and the way the practice runs went, easily could be anywhere from 4th to 7th. Would not surprise me anywhere in that direction, depending on what people do. So it's certainly going to be a interesting race.
That's the end of the session. P3.
Yeah, we're 4th. Yeah, Ryan put one in right at the last second. So unfortunately, starting on the outside, just gonna have to try to keep it as clean as I can. Try to avoid any problems that way. But yeah, I easily think anywhere from 3rd or 4th all the way back to 7th is not out of the realm of possibility. Just going to all depend on how good of a start I can get, how far I'm going to get shuffled back on the outside, and what kind of contact and everything happens. So car number 6, pretty full field, 14 cars. I think this actually split once, so not a super strong strength of field, but somewhere right in the middle. So hopefully if I can get away with a top 5 or top 6, I'll be pretty happy out of that. Some pretty fast setup shop guys in here. So just going to have to do the best I can to watch out for them. Maybe a few egos being thrown around, a little bit of contact. I mean, as short track racing, contact always is going to happen, especially here where it's so hard to pass and you have to be hugged to that inside curb all the way through the corners. But certainly going to try to do the best I can to avoid what I can, and we'll just see what happens out of that. Not much else I can really do. So just going to try to get all 40 laps and try to make it better than the last one I attempted, and just see where it shakes out. If I can come within a 10th of the fastest guys, I will certainly be happy with that. So decided to take a couple weeks off from this. Did not have any desire to run Phoenix after running the Tour of My race and seeing how that went. So just decided to take the week off after that. Had some other stuff to get sorted out between racing and real life stuff. So decided to fit it back in. Had some time. Just wanted to see how the setup does. I'm hoping that it's somewhat competitive, although I'm making the setup far worse than it is. I just am not driving very clean and having problems. So it probably could be faster with an even better driver behind the wheel, which is not me at this moment. I'm just way too inconsistent. So, but certainly gonna give it my best shot and see what we can do. See if we can come away with something. If I can just hang with these top guys, I'll be pretty happy with that performance overall. So we expect the one to just be gone, but certainly gonna do my best. Again, top 3 guys are, I'm pretty sure, all setup shop guys, and gonna have some egos to them potentially. So just gotta watch out for that. Gonna get ready to go. Pace car's gonna be pulling off.
Get ready.
One car's gone.
Green.
Not the worst start, trying to get the 3 in front of me, get down to the inside so I can protect 4th. We made a little bit of contact, thankfully no 4X out of that. So just sitting here in 4th, going to see if I can just kind of clip laps off, ride with these guys, and see if I can break away from everybody behind. You can see the 2 is kind of trying to do the same thing as me, just lay back enough to fall in behind the 1 but stay in front of the 3. Now it's all going to be about if anybody makes a mistake, trying to capitalize on that like I kind of almost did there, and then the point we get to it, just dealing with lap traffic and trying to get through that. Just flat out overdriving the corners. I was just lucky enough the 5 is faster to be able to get to me.
14.48.
40 laps will definitely go pretty quick here. Just feels like you're always in a non-stop turn the way the track's kind of shaped and the line goes. So makes it interesting. 3 clips the curb there. I get loose out of the corner. We had one slow car on the outside of the track. He was way off the groove though. Flipping the curb can definitely upset the car, so you want to stay as close to it as you can, but not get on it.
The guy in front is
Losing a little bit of time to them, but again, I've made some driving mistakes, so I know the better driver in the hands, the setup probably would be a little more competitive.
Fastest lap for Crew, 14.48. That's your fastest lap.
Get a little too wide there. That's going to mess up the entry into 3 and 4, just focusing on trying to click off laps. You can see the 5's broken away. He's hanging tough with us, a little bit back, but top 5 is just absolutely broken away from the rest of the field, kind of like I expected, so could potentially be no worse than a 5th, which would be nice, but we'll love to try to protect 4th, and you can stay here.
14.47.
Typically your fastest laps come somewhere around the 9 to 11 or 12 mark, depending on if you're in traffic or whatnot. And then they start falling off a little bit. Tire wear is typically never an issue in terms of the percentage. It's just always about the heat and how that's distributed around the car, changing the balance as the run goes on. I think the other problem that I'm doing too is just picking up the throttle a little too much through the middle of the corner. I think I need to just be a little bit gentler on that and then pick it up out of the corners, and I'll be a little bit more consistent, a little bit more competitive. But certainly trying to do my best to hang with these guys. I was doing a great job hanging back here too, and it's all single file. Everybody's kind of slightly different in pace, and we're all kind of forming these gaps, just riding now. So likely it's all going to be about if somebody makes a mistake, that'll be the way a pass happens, or again, if lap traffic or something comes into play. But based on speed, unless somebody really falls off, it's seeming like we're all kind of going to run where we are because of how tough passes are to make here. Pretty much the only way to do it is with the bumper if they don't make a mistake in front of you. You can see the one starting to get into some traffic up ahead, so traffic moves out, gonna have to watch out for that and just try to navigate through it as cleanly as I can. There's some contact. 10's low, we're all able to avoid it. That brings the 2 and the 3 back together. I just got by on the inside. That's also going to bring the 5 closer. That allows the 1 to pull away by quite a bit. And we've got the 14th up ahead as well. So that's kind of the dangers of the SK class the way it is now with so few entries and the way it splits. You get some guys that are way off pace, especially in open setups, and it can make it very tough when they have issues.
Hold your line. Clear outside.
Able to clear the 14. Hopefully 5 has a few problems getting by him and I can get a little bit of space. You can see we've caught back up to the 3 a little bit. He's getting a little loose out of the corner, so am I, but we're definitely starting to catch him on pace, so I'm probably not going to be one to use the bumper on him unless the 5's really catching up to me and giving me some fits, but I'm going to be certainly looking for him to get loose off of the corner or take it too far out on the straights and try to get to his inside, take that inside line away going into the corners. Kind of like now you're going to see him come flying across, so just got to be aware of that and be cognizant to watch out for that. We got the 13 coming back on the track. Had to drill the brakes to make sure I didn't avoid him. That's the other part, is you got to watch guys coming back down the track when they've gone off with there not really being any walls right on the edge of the pavement.
The track temps increasing. It's now 103 Fahrenheit.
Definitely a bit of a scary race now. Feels kind of like the way ARCA was at Linear last week. But just doing my best, going to see if I can regroup, try to get back up to the 3. We are a little over halfway, 22 down, only 18 to go. And we've got cars everywhere. This is scary at this point. It's more going to be about who catches the right brakes getting around the lap cars than it's going to be who's the absolute fastest. Certainly starting to use brakes a little bit just to make sure I'm on the inside of the track to not get tangled up with any of the lap cars. The last thing I want is to be taken out by one of them and lose the shot at the 4th. Some of them are being pretty respectful about getting away. Some of them are kind of sticking to the racing line and making it tough. You can see the 8's sitting right in between the 2 and the 3, so it's making it pretty tough for the 3 to get by. I'm sure the 3's not going to take too kindly to that. 8 gets out of the way. I'm going to try to tuck to his inside, see if I can get by him coming out of 2 down the back stretch.
Clear high.
Able to clear him. He's going to fall back in between me and the 5. We'll see if he does the same thing to the 5 and if that allows me to pull away or if he gets out of the way for the 5. Certainly catching back up to the 3. Feel like I've definitely got the pace to get by him. It's just a matter of trying to find that opening. Would be nice to get by him, have a shot at 3rd, but again, I'm pretty happy with 4th right now, so not really going to get too aggressive at all on it. Clip the curb there through 3, kind of puts me back a little bit, gives the 3 a little bit of breathing room. 1's just absolutely gone. He's had a little bit of benefit with the traffic, but he's just that much faster. Clip the curb again there in turn 4.
Your lap time was 14.74.
Certainly trying to do my best to get back to the 3, see if I can capitalize on any mistakes he might make. Just got to be cognizant of that wide entry he's taking in case I do try to get to his inside. No real pressure from the 5 behind. We're actually increasing it a little bit, so not too worried if I decide to try to take a shot at the 3. Get into him there. Did not want to do that. Feel bad. I think he just slowed up a little more than I thought, so that was completely my fault. I will send an apology to him after the race. Feel really bad for that. Not the way I wanted to get into 3rd, especially after running clean for so much of the race. So certainly my fault. Really did not mean to do that. But just gonna take it. Try to hang on to 3rd at this point. Forget about it. See if I can close up on the 2 just to give me an idea of pace with him. Check the gap at the line. We'll see how it goes. 1.9 it looks like at the line. So we'll see how it goes. That shuffles the 3 all the way back to 5th as the 5 was able to get by him. So certainly not the way I wanted to run him, but I don't know. It's kind of tough.
P3.
Get a little loose there out of turn 2, not too bad. 5 and 3 are going to battle side by side. We got 4 to go this time by. Would not be shocked if the 3 got back to me to get a big shot back and sent off the track. I would fully expect that, and honestly would not be too upset with it. We'd be even at that point. Holding even with the 2 up ahead. Had the lap car to deal with, so that slowed me down just a little bit, but certainly had the 1 lap where I overdrove it off of turn 2. Just needed to have a little bit of a better qualifying effort, see if I could have started 3rd, and it might have put me in a little bit of a better spot. 2 to go. Don't think I need to worry about the 3. I don't think he'll be able to get to me in time. White flag this time by just about keeping even with the 2, maybe slightly catching them.
Okay, Jake, 1 more to go. Keep it together, we'll be on the podium.
Fortunately, not the 0x that I wanted, but definitely a much better race than the first one I tried to do was. And able to bring it home in 3rd, so again, feel really bad for getting into 3. Did not mean to at all, but overall fairly happy with the pace. Kept up. The 1 was just gone, but did a good job of keeping up with the 2 and the 3 for the most part. And he actually jumps off already, so I'm going to send him a PM to let him know that, you know, I'm sorry about that. A lot of contact. You could see 1 had some issues with lap traffic. Really, the 2 and the 5 are the only ones out of the top 5 did not have any contact, so feel really bad about that, but certainly going to send him a PM and let him know. So try to do when I know I do wrong, I certainly try to let somebody know, but let's take a look at that and see if we can see what happened there. Go to the lap before. It was certainly catching them. That was pretty apparent every time we recovered from a mistake or got back from a lap car. It was definitely apparent that I had the pace, and he was taking a much higher entry into the corner than I was. So I think kind of what happened here, he gets in, and it actually kind of spirals from here. I'm lifting, was going, and then he kind of gets a little loose right there. You can, if you watch him, we're going to see him kind of get a little loose right there, kind of into the corner. I think he might have overdrove it slightly. I was already kind of picking up the throttle and just didn't recognize how much I was closing up on him, and just happened to get into the left rear. And at that point, once I was in him, I mean, I stayed in the throttle and then let out after I made contact, but there wasn't too much I could really do. So probably should have stopped to let him by. That might have been the better, little more respectable thing. Feel bad. Just did not mean to get into him like that. So completely on me. I mean, I contribute the closing rate as part of it, but I've got to recognize when somebody gets loose, I need to check up a little bit more and give a little more space than do something like that. So let's go take a look at the results. Again, you know, if Jonathan, you're out there watching it, I'm really sorry. I did not mean to get into you that way. That's 100% my fault. Not at all what I wanted to do. So, yeah, top split, like I said, split twice, so 23:39, strength of field pretty weak. But for some of the SK races outside of the peak times at the beginning of the week, that's not too bad of a strength of field either. Able to finish third after starting fourth. About a little over 10th off both fast lap and average lap, so not quite as good as I wanted, but not too bad overall. Pretty happy with that. And I think the difference was I was slightly more efficient on the run and just a little bit faster on the back end than the 3 was. He might have been a little bit quicker up front, but I was a little bit quicker on the back end, didn't fall off quite as bad. So fortunately for incident, but you know, pretty much with the exception of 3 cars, everybody had them. So shouldn't hang my hat too bad on that. Still got a long way to recover and work my way up. The SK race before just absolutely tanked. I rating dropped at about 100 and dropped the safety rating like 0.25 or something like that. So long way to climb back, but I'll slowly get there. Able to get 63 of it back, so just under 2550, and just lost 0.05 on that. So wouldn't made the contact there. Probably would have been a little bit better, but you know, like I said, it's completely my fault. Definitely something to learn from. I'm still what I would consider to be the top end of beginning driver, like the bottom of an intermediate. So long way to go to learn that kind of stuff and be able to stay controlled off of people, but still fight for stuff. So feel really bad for him, but you know, certainly gonna send an apology out and try to just learn from it, recover from it. You can see he was definitely pretty highly rated. So was the 2 and the 1. So to be hanging with him, I feel pretty happy about that, especially about the setup. And I think again with a better driver, somebody easily probably could have contended for second. Maybe even be good enough to go after the 1 possibly. So feel free to leave your feedback. I think this analysis is pretty cut and dry, but if you guys want to leave any comments or any tips or suggestions about that, I more than welcome that. And outside of that, just stay tuned for more races. And until the next one, hopefully all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.